please just bear with me now that I'm not a public speaker, so I have to read this. And if I get emotional, then it's just it's the way God made me. When our daughter Megan was in grade 2, her teacher called us in as there was a problem. She said that Megan could verbally retell a story perfectly, but when it came to putting it down in writing, she had no idea. She just couldn't seem to get it out. Her teacher had past experience with ADHD, with children who had ADHD, and she suggested that we have her assessed by a psychologist, a child psychologist. Our world seemed to shatter. A lot now made sense with her frustration over homework and just not being able to sit still and concentrate for long periods of time. It being our first daughter, our first child, we thought this was normal. But hearing from the teacher, we realized that it's not normal. We went to a doctor to have her assessed, and our fears were confirmed. With not much choice of therapy, it was suggested that we have a trial of Ritalin period. During this, her teacher would not know the days that she was on Ritalin and the days that she wasn't. She would then mark her progress over 6 weeks and let us know how she did. At the end of the 6-week period, it was definitely apparent that Ritalin helped her. At the end of that year, she was screened, and grade 3 brought the B stream. Her teacher decided to put her there because it was too much pressure for her to go into the A stream. She was doing well and progressing with the help of remedial reading and occupational therapy. Grade 4 had us taking her back to Harare for the assessment of dyslexia, which she was also diagnosed with. It was suggested that we increase her dosage of Ritalin, as she was now 2 years older and the dosage was not working. We did this, and she continued to excel at school, winning awards for the best remedial pupil and the best overall academic achievement for that year in her class. She was even put into the A stream at the beginning of this year, grade 5. Everything seemed to be going great. I was one of those moms who was pro-Ritalin, even though we had come under a lot of flack from everyone who family to her on this. It seemed to be the only option at the time. Then my friend Lynn told me about Michelle, told me that Michelle was home and that she was giving a talk to a few moms about ADHD. I went ready to defend Ritalin. And after doing our family trees, what Michelle explained, and seeing the distinct pattern coming through from our father's side, ADHD and all the things were coming along that side. I was shocked. That topped off with a description of Ritalin as being a baby form of speed, and all the many side effects that Ritalin does give children that you're not told about in the beginning. I was horrified. What had I done to my baby girl? As a parent, I had a responsibility, and I felt so convicted as I left Michelle's house that day. Please don't take me wrong. This is how I felt, and I'm not saying that this works for everyone, but it has worked for me and it has worked for my family. I'm blessed to have a wonderful husband who believes in God and who loves our family. He was so amazing as we prayed to cast out the deaf and dumb spirit and the sins of our ancestors with as little trauma to our children as possible. We actually prayed over Megan, and then when the children went to the next year, we prayed for prayer, because it can be a bit daunting for children to hear things like that. And she's only 9, so it's a bit young. I then started a Star Chart, which Michelle had mentioned. We embarked on a 9-week course of trying to break habits, as we believe that God keeps His word and He healed her. So it was now just a case of breaking the bad habits that had formed over the years. This focusing method helps them to focus on something which gives them a goal to get through some very hard weeks ahead. It was not easy, but I believe that there is still healing happening in her life, and we take it one day at a time. Her self-esteem is quite low, but as Michelle and I were talking earlier on, it does take a little while to get through. And you also got to understand we are still children. It is not easy for any of us but we know that in the long run, it is the best thing for her. We took a leap of faith when we decided to stop her return after praying for her that day. It was at least 6 weeks of withdrawal symptoms, mood swings, headaches, and agitation. My heart ached at seeing the withdrawals and the results of what the drug had done. I worked closely with her teacher, who has been wonderful and very understanding. I praise God today for the work that He has done in my little girl. Yes, her marks have dropped a little, but she is interacting in class now. She is laughing and joking, and being the child that God wanted to be. Not this quiet little mouse that comes to school, Mrs. to do her homework, to do work in class. He never spoke to anybody or interacted even with her teacher. And I checked up with her teacher last week, and she said she was like a little mushroom and just sat there, did what she was supposed to have done, but didn't interact in class. Her marks were wonderful, but that's not what I believe God wants. There are times when the devil is trying to put the doubt in our lives that she is not healed, and that her low self-esteem is what we've done to her. But we stand today, strong in our faith, that our precious Father has come back the life of the little baby girl. I want to thank God for caring enough about us to heal us. And I want to thank Michelle for having enough faith in God to share this with you.
All the